What's going on? My name is Iceman. Welcome back to DCS World. So, I noticed that in the Flaming Cliffs, this is the Su-33 Flanker Delta. So the Flaming Cliffs 2024, they split the jets into this individual parts. As you can see, there's obviously this theme here. Before it was just the Flaming Cliffs theme, but that's gone. So now we got the individual aircraft. I will say that what I'm going to do now is try to there's training missions for the Su-33. We did all the training missions for the rest of the aircraft. Those are still the same, but the training missions for the Su-33, there's actual training missions for it now. Before there was only like 4, but now there's like a whole set. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this here. So before we do that, I'm going to show you the options as always. Okay, so what we got for graphics. This is what we got for gameplay. Oh, Immortal. I want to turn that off. I don't know why that's on. Let me just check all this. Actually, yeah, we'll keep that on. Right, so we got all that. This is what we got there. Miscellaneous is our search. And then we can't change the language to be native. That's interesting. It used to be that way, but oh no, here it is. Avionics language. There we go. Sorry. That's what we got for audio. I'm gonna turn this up to 50 when we get in the game. And then special as a search. Su-33, that's what we got. There's nothing we can change. And then VR, we don't have a VR headset. Oh, I don't. So with that said, let's do it. Alright, so training. It's a cool image. So Su-33. So we got all a full set now. Before we just had these 4, I think. But now we have the full set. We have obviously this and stuff. But yeah. So we're gonna do everything here. We're gonna do a little bit out of order. We're gonna do the land-based stuff first, and then we're gonna do the carrier stuff. So we're gonna do start up, taxi, and takeoff first, and then we're gonna do this, then flight and navigation, then landing, and then landing difficult. So we're gonna do these 4 first. So this one, then this one, and then after landing difficult, we are going to backtrack and do this one, then this one, then this one, and then after this, then we're gonna do the landing. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna do all the non-weapon stuff first. With that said, let's do it. And then we're gonna do aerial gunnery, and then we're gonna do, gunnery for the ground, and then we're gonna do like air-to-air missile engagement, and then we're gonna do the rest of the weapons. So we're gonna be out of order, but we're gonna do the weapons last, and in order. Starting from like guns first and then going into missiles and stuff. So with that said, let's do it. Start up, taxi, and take off. We're going to do this first. Okay? So let's do it. Okay. So we are in the sim here. Start up, taxi, and take off. Obviously there's not much here. But yeah, we're gonna do it here. It says Su-33. Let's do it.
The first thing I'll ask you to do is turn on the electrical power by pressing right shift and L.
Okay, I'm not going to do that. I don't know why those are moving. Not supposed to. Let me take an image here. Get an image here. That looks awesome. I need an image from my thumbnail. Got it. Alright. Alright, shift it now, huh? It's a nice looking jet. Let's look at the cockpit real quick. Oh, got a jet flying. That sounded awesome. I don't know where that came from, but that was awesome. Let's go outside. Wow. That looks good. It's beefy landing gear. Alright. When we get, let me get some food real quick. I have lasagna here from Olive Garden. I'm obviously not sponsored. I can't, you know, don't get that idea. I'm not sponsored or anything, but you know, just having some lasagna from there. All right. Where's shift L? Roger. Left control mic for me. Let's do it.
With the electrical power now engaged, you can see that the heads-up display, or HUD, comes to life, as well as many instruments and cockpit lights. Before moving the aircraft, make sure that more than 3 minutes have elapsed in order to let the horizontal situation indicator gyro to align properly. Now that you have power, let's turn on the navigation lights by pressing right, control, and L.
Navigation lights, roger. Alright.
Next, let's close the canopy by pressing left, control, and C.
Control Charlie. Canopy down.
Our next step is to start our two engines. Before you do so, make sure your throttle controller has a 0 power setting. Start the left engine by pressing right, Alt, and Home.
Sure, throttle control has a 0 power setting. Alright. So let's just look at the jet with the canopy closed, with it off. That looks awesome. I love how they speak it in Russian. That's awesome. That's awesome how they like speak it in their native language. I think that's a really good, really cool touch to the game. Alright, so left engine first. Alright, here we go.
With the left engine started, press right, control, and Home to start the right engine.
Well, the left engine's not started yet, mate. Let's wait for it. This is an awesome looking cockpit, man. What they need is high fidelity of all the Flaming Cliff stuff. That's what they need, is high fidelity of all the Flaming Cliffs aircraft. That's what they need to do. Like, I'll pay big money for that. Because, you know, if everything else is high fidelity, you know, just do high fidelity. I know they're working on a MiG-29 Sierra, I'm pretty sure. High fidelity. That's going to be awesome. They just need to do like Su-27, Su-33, shit like that. Alright. So that's ready. So, right engine.
In the center of your front dash is the RPM engine gauge with 2 needles. When an engine is being started, one of the 2 green lights below the engine temperature gauge will light. Once the light turns off, it indicates the engine is ready for operation. In the lower left corner of the dash is an aircraft symbol that indicates the status of your flaps, landing gear, and air brake. Lower your flaps to the takeoff position by pressing left shift and F.
Alright, it's ready. Left shift and F. Takeoff position. No, let's just do regular. Oh no, I need left shift F. Okay.
We're now ready to taxi, so slowly increase the throttles by moving your throttle control forward or pressing page up. To reduce throttle, use your throttle controller or press page down. To use the wheel brakes, press W. Start rolling forward and turn to the left of the taxiway ahead. Press Z to steer left and press X to steer right.
Okay, let's do it. You ready? Let's look at let's see what the jet sounds like idle. Sound panning and everything. Oh, they actually have the turbine spinning at the back. That's awesome. Such a powerful aircraft. Alright, let's do it. So let's give it some power.
Ассистент, разрешаю руление на полосу 2-6.
Let's give it some power. Turn left. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. What the fuck? I don't have... Why did I not have steering? I don't have steering, what the hell? Oh. I was supposed to turn on nose with steering. I didn't have nose with steering turned on. Ha ha ha. Okay, that's why. It's laggy, man. Damn.
You're now heading in the right direction. Keep your taxi speed around 20 kilometers per hour as indicated in the top left corner of the HUD. As you taxi, use small, smooth rudder corrections to keep you aligned on the center of the taxiway.
That was a beautiful aircraft. Su-27s. It's all snowy too. That's awesome. Oh, speed down. It tells you to slow down. That's awesome.
At the fork, hang a right to reach the runway. As we taxi, you can go to external view by pressing F2 and return to the cockpit by pressing F1.
No thanks.
You can zoom in and out using the keypad star and / keys. Rotate the views using the keypad directional keys. We've now reached the runway threshold. Taxi onto the runway to the right and align yourself down the length of it.
Runway with no
Once
markings,
aligned
huh?
down the runway, increase the thrust of both engines to maximum and use gentle inputs of the rudders to keep you tracking down the center line. Increase speed to 250 kilometers per hour, and then gently pull back on the controller to allow the aircraft to fly itself off the runway.
Alright, let's do it. Speed in terms of continue parking the controller, fly itself off the runway. Roger, let's do it. Got afterburners going. There we go.
With positive climb established, raise the landing gear by pressing G. In the top right corner of the HUD is your altitude in meters. Between the altitude and speed indication is your heading table. In the center of the HUD is the pitch and roll indication, and along the right side of the HUD is your pitch ladder and vertical velocity indication. Go ahead and raise the flaps by pressing left control and F. This concludes this lesson with starting up, taxiing, and taking off. You can end the lesson now by pressing the escape key.
Alright, yeah, let's do it. You did it. So let's take off. Alright, there we go. Nice. Alright, so flight and navigation. So that's only the basics of the flight controls and navigating between waypoints. Let's do it. Alright, flight and navigation. This is only the basics of flight controls and navigating between waypoints. Flight navigation. Nice. Alright, let's do it. Important. It's crucial to fly through every gate present when the lesson proceeds flawlessly. Okay. Let's do it.
Welcome to this lesson on basic flying and navigation. This lesson will teach you how to get from point A to point Z and all points in between. I currently have the lesson in active pause. If you wish, you can turn on cockpit lighting by pressing L. Your airspeed is indicated in the top left corner of the HUD. The horizontal line below the airspeed indication, with the caret below it, indicates your acceleration or deacceleration. If the caret is on the left side of the line, you are deaccelerating. If it is in the center, your speed is not changing, and if it is on the right side of the line, you are accelerating. The smaller number above is your set airspeed for that leg of the route when you're in navigation mode. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is that caret there shows if you're accelerating or not. This is your current speed in kilometers per hour, and this is your set speed for the leg of the route in kilometers per hour. And this is the same thing, but for altitude.
Your altitude in meters is indicated in the top right corner of your HUD. An R to the right indicates it is radar altitude, or height above ground, and not barometric, height above sea level altitude. The smaller number above is your desired barometric altitude for that leg of the route. Press the spacebar to continue.
Roger.
You probably notice a circle in the center of the HUD. This provides you course steering to the next waypoint. By flying the aircraft to align the circle in the center of the bank and pitch indicator in the center of the HUD, you will reach your next destination with a course line. The course line is the direct line between two waypoints. Press the spacebar to continue. In the bottom center of your front dash is a horizontal situation indicator, or HSI, that looks like a compass. The yellow needle points directly to your next waypoint, and the top left field indicates the range of kilometers to that waypoint. The top right field indicates your course bearing to reach the next waypoint. The double white needles points to your course intercept. When you're on course to the next waypoint, both the yellow and white needles will align. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay. That makes sense. So when you're on course, it would be just like this. The little yellow needle and the white needles would be aligned.
Ahead of you are a series of gates to fly through. Fly through the first gate directly ahead of you. You can push the control stick forward to push the nose down and dive, or Hold back the stick to raise the nose and climb. These inputs control your elevator. Use the throttle, page up, page down, to control your thrust. Try to keep your airspeed around 620 kilometers per hour. Press the spacebar when you're ready, and I will unpause the lesson.
Okay. So let's do it.
If you get too fast, reduce the throttle and toggle your air brakes by pressing B.
Hey, it's raining. That's awesome. It's got rain on the windshield and stuff now. That's new. The speed power up. Alright. Let's go around 550 or so.
The next gate is above you and to the left. To change your heading, use your aircraft's ailerons to roll the aircraft to the left by moving your control stick to the left, and then gently pulling back on the stick until you are aligned with the next gate.
I don't know why we have to go so fast. But whatever.
The next two gates are below you and to the right. This time, roll the aircraft to the right and lower your nose to fly through the gates.
Rain coming in again. That was awesome.
Fly through the next gate directly ahead. As you go faster, your nose will want to rise, and as you go slower, the nose will want to fall. To keep your nose level, try using the trim. To trim the nose up, press right control and period. To trim the nose down, press right control and semicolon.
I'm not bothering with the trim right now.
Keep flying through the gates ahead. As mentioned in the previous lesson, you can also move your nose side to side using the rudder called yaw. Yaw left by pressing Z, and yaw right by pressing X.
It's pretty cool. Got some aircraft and stuff.
In the lower center of the HUD, you can see the range indication to the next waypoint.
Yep.
You have two primary autopilot modes that can be quite useful during long flights. These include altitude hold H, route follow A. Let's try route follow mode that will automatically fly our flight plan. Press A to enter route follow mode.
Okay, hold on. I got to set that control because I got rid of it.
Good. The aircraft is now under autopilot control. On the right side of the front cockpit is the heads down display, or HDD. This has two modes, one for the HUD repeater and one for the tactical display. You can toggle between the two modes by pressing left control and R. In tactical mode, the HDD will display navigation information when you're in the navigation master mode. Cycle between the two modes and press the spacebar when you're in the tactical display, showing navigation information.
Cycle between the two modes. Let me look because I don't remember what it is. Oh, left control Romeo, roger. Okay.
You can adjust the scale of the HDD by pressing equal to zoom in and minus to zoom out. Give it a try and press the spacebar when done.
Got it.
In the bottom left corner of the HDD is the range scale. This indicates the representative ground distance of the line below the scale number. In the bottom right corner is your airspeed. In the center top of the HDD is a center carried line that indicates your course deviation. The flight plan is indicated as a series of circles connected by lines. Each circle is a waypoint with a waypoint number inside the circle. The selected waypoint is filled in. You can cycle the selected waypoint by pressing left control and the tilde key. When a waypoint is selected, the line will connect your aircraft icon to the selected waypoint. Also on the HDD are rectangles that indicate air bases. The boxed air base is your assigned landing air base. The diamond indicates your landing initial point. This concludes this training lesson.
Nice. We did it. We did the navigation. That's awesome. Alright, landing easy. This time we're going to learn to navigate to an airfield and land on it. If the nose of the airplane is blocking forward and downward view, just raise the cockpit. Okay. So landing easy, we're going to do that now. Alright. Landing easy. Let's do it.
In this lesson, we're going to learn how to navigate to an airfield and land on it. There are three navigation modes that we'll be using: en route, return to base, and landing. These submodes are selected automatically at appropriate points along the assigned flight path, but they can also be cycled manually. In this lesson, we'll use the automatic method. I currently have the lesson paused as I explain some of the finer points. Press the spacebar to continue. What we'll learn in this lesson is how to navigate to a waypoint using route mode, switch to return mode automatically, and then switch to landing mode automatically. We are currently in en route mode, as indicated in the bottom left corner of the HUD. This mode allows us to fly from waypoint to waypoint sequence automatically, as we did in the previous navigation lesson. However, in this lesson, we will try the manual selection. Press the spacebar to continue. You can see that waypoint 1 is selected with a range of 8.6 kilometers.
Yep.
Press left control and tilde to select waypoint 2.
This one, right?
You can see that waypoint 2 is 15.5 kilometers from us. As we learned in the prior lesson, we can see the direct heading to the waypoint is indicated by the yellow arrow on the HSI, and the twin white arrows indicate our path to fly the course line. Directly above the HSI is the Attitude Director Indicator, or ADI. This is a sphere with one hemisphere white and one hemisphere black. In the center of the ADI is a white aircraft symbol. This aircraft symbol stays stationary in pitch, but will rotate as you maneuver and roll. The ADI ball will move in pitch in relation to the aircraft symbol. When the aircraft symbol center is over black, your nose is below the horizon. If the aircraft symbol center is over white, your nose is pointing above the horizon. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay.
In the center of the ADI are two yellow lines to help assist you reach the waypoint via the course line. The course line is a direct line between two waypoints. The vertical line indicates your required hazard steering to reach and maintain the course line. When the yellow vertical line is centered on the ADI, you are flying on or to the course line. If the vertical line is off to either side, put your stick in that direction until the vertical line centers on the ADI and adjust your roll to keep it centered. The yellow horizontal line indicates your elevation course steering. When centered on the ADI, you are flying at or to the set course altitude for that waypoint. If the yellow line is on the lower half of the ADI, push the stick forward until the yellow horizontal line centers on the ADI and adjust pitch to keep it centered. Conversely, if the yellow horizontal line is above the center line of the ADI, pull back on the stick until the line centers. Along the top and left side of the ADI are your heading and elevation deviation scales. The more the lines are from center, the greater you are off the direct path to reach the waypoint. Let's practice this as we fly to waypoint 2. I'll unpause the lesson when you press the spacebar.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. So...
We'll first need to intercept the course line between waypoints 1 and 2. Note that the ADI steering bars and the HUD navigation circle provide us the same information. Fly the aircraft to center the ADI steering bars by adjusting the pitch and roll to keep the bars centered on the ADI. Or you can fly to keep the navigation circle on the HUD in the very center of the pitch and bank indicator. The choice is yours. Also remember that the assigned airspeed and altitude for the waypoint are indicated as smaller digits above your current airspeed and altitude. Fly to waypoint 2.
Turn a little bit. Fly to waypoint 2. There we go. That's about right there. So this is flying to waypoint 2. The reason the circle is up is because I'm not high enough. But this should do it. Any second now.
Nice job. As you may have noticed, the waypoint automatically cycles to waypoint 3. Go ahead and fly to waypoint 3 along the course line and maintain a speed of around 400 kilometers per hour.
Around 400 kilometers per hour, okay. So I need to slow down a bit. Perfect.
Now that you have reached the last en route waypoint, notice that the return mode has automatically been selected as indicated by RTN in the lower left corner of the HUD. Your navigation steering will now provide you steering to intercept the instrumented landing system beams at the proper heading and altitude. Fly the assigned return navigation.
So I just need to fly straight, I guess. Yep.
Fuel 1500.
Great.
We've now entered the ILS beams and have automatically switched to the landing mode as indicated by the LNDG indication in the bottom left corner of the HUD. The ILS contains a glide slope beam to help guide you vertically, and the localizer beam helps you to guide horizontally. Below the landing indication is a K indication that lets you know that you have captured the ILS beams. The upside down L in the lower left side of the HUD indicates that you are on glide slope. If you have not already done so, reduce your airspeed to less than 400 kilometers per hour and lower your landing gear by pressing G. If you need to, deploy your air brakes by pressing B. Lower your landing flaps by pressing left shift and F.
Landing flaps.
Also in the HUD are a large and small circle. The large circle is your director circle. As in other modes, fly the aircraft to center the circle inside the pitch and roll indicator in the center of the HUD. The smaller circle is your glide slope error circle. Like the director circle, you want to center this in the pitch and roll indicator. If the director circle is above the roll and pitch indicator, you are too high, and conversely, if it is below the roll and pitch indicator. If the director circle is left of the center and pitch and roll indicator, it means you are left of the localizer beam, and conversely, if it is right of the roll and pitch indicator. Once on glide slope, use pitch to control your airspeed and throttle to control your altitude.
Too low. Trying to gain some speed, gain some altitude here. So they're coming, they're starting to meet. There we go. There we go.
You just passed the outer marker beacon, and your airspeed should be between 290 and 310 kilometers per hour and on glide slope.
It's gonna keep going.
You have now passed the inner marker beacon, and your airspeed should be between 250 and 270 kilometers per hour.
It's good landing.
You just passed the runway threshold. When the radar altimeter indicates 5 meters, reduce the throttle to idle and flare the nose such that the sink rate, as indicated on the right side of the HUD, is between 1 and 2 meters per second. Once all the wheels are on the ground, hold down the W key to apply the wheel brakes until the aircraft comes to a complete stop.
Beautiful. That was a beautiful landing. Oh, careful. Just pump the brakes a bit.
Looks like you got her down in one piece. You can end the lesson now by pressing the escape key.
That was beautiful. We did it, guys. We did the landing. That was awesome. Alright. Alright, landing difficult. It's just the same one as they all are. It says we're going to learn to navigate to Norfolk land at night and in a thunderstorm. Oh, God, this one. Zebra does not have Russian ILS. Great. Alright, well, let's do it. Landing difficult. Oh, God. This one. Landing difficult. That's why we're going to learn to navigate to Norfolk land at night in a thunderstorm. Norfolk does not have Russian ILS. Great.
In the past 2 lessons, we learned the basics of navigation and landing under ideal conditions. In this lesson, we're going to put what you learned to the test by finding an airfield and landing on it at night during a thunderstorm. Sounds fun, huh?
No.
Let's turn on the cockpit light by pressing L.
Oh, it looks good. Oh shit, I'm flying.
We're currently in route mode, but we have no airfield at the final route destination. So let's select return mode by pressing 1.
1, okay.
Using what we learned about course steering through the HUD and ADI, fly the assigned return course that will lead you to the ILS intercept for Beslan Airfield. As you start to descend, you'll probably pick up a lot of speed. Don't forget that you can deploy the air brakes by pressing B.
Okay. I need to descend because I'm super high up. I think this is the return mode I need, right? Fuck, I can't see a thing. The moon is obviously giving some light, so that's good. Let me put my air brake out. And I'm definitely an idle. Can't see anything. I'm in the clouds and I can't see a thing. I want to get below the clouds. There we go. Slightly getting below the clouds. Oh shit, it's raining. I have no idea where this runway is. I have no fucking idea, dude. Oh, there it is. I see it. There it is. So I need to go this way. So you need to go this way. See the runway, at least the runway lights are on. Alright, I'm gonna put my gear down. Put my flaps down. Just gonna do this. Try to land as much as I can. I don't know why it says 20 miles. That's so weird. Oh god, I can't see.
As we get closer to the airfield,
Fuel,
I should also
1500.
mention not all airfields have Russian ILS, as we had in the last lesson. Airfields that do include Mozdok, Krimsk, Maikop, and Krasnodar Center. Being that Beslan does not have this, you will not have the HUD ILS indications. However, if you look down your HSI, you'll notice a dash across in the center in both solid vertical and horizontal lines. The dash lines are fixed and represent the optimal glide slope and localizer positions for the solid units. Press the spacebar to continue. If the glide slope bar is below the dash line, you are above glide slope. If it is above the dash line, you are under glide slope. If the localizer line is left of center, you need to fly to the left. If the localizer is to the right of center, you need to fly to the right. You always fly to the needle.
Yeah, but there are no needles. That's the thing. There's no ILS, so there's no needles. This is so hard, dude. Oh my god. This is not easy, especially with the rain. Not being able to see. Plus we got wind. Oh, the rain stopped. Nice. Oh fuck! I don't know what my landing light is. I don't know what my landing light button is. Shit. Well, I'll be landing without a landing light. There we go. There we go. Did it. Brake. Oh fuck.
333. Заруливайте на стоянку.
Shit. We did it. He didn't say anything. Well, we did it. We landed. I believe this is Beslan, right? Is this Beslan? Let's look at the F10 map. Yeah, that's Beslan. It didn't register that I landed. Well, we did it. So, yeah, that was a bitch. Let's not. Let's not do that again. Right. So, yep. We did it. Alright, we did landing difficult. Now we're gonna do the carrier stuff. So we're gonna do this one first, then this one, then this one, then this one. So we're gonna do start up and take off first. Story mission is to start up, taxi, and take off from the deck of an Admiral Kuznetsov. Let's do it. Okay. Carrier takeoff. Story mission is to start up, taxi, and take off from the deck of Admiral Kuznetsov. Let's do it. Excuse me. Let me take a swig of my drink real quick. Alright, let's do it.
Welcome to the SU-33 Startup Deck Taxi Takeoff tutorial. Before we get started, some sound admin. Press escape and select options, then audio, and turn down the world slider to below 30%. Okay, to get airborne in the naval flanker using the ski jump with a normal combat load from this short launch position, you need to have 35 knots over the deck. This means that the ship needs to be going at all ahead full, also known as max jet, 25 to 30 knots, and you need to be steering into a 10 knot headwind. Today, we'll make sure, 100% sure, by taxiing to the number 2 position, the long ski jump profile, starting on the yellow line, just aft of the number 6 deck spot. Okay, where is that? Have a look outside using F2. Use the mouse on number pad to get a view of the whole deck. We're going to start up, then turn back left on ourselves 180 degrees, past the bridge, and then swing right 180 degrees, just before the arrestor wires, to line up on the yellow line behind spot 6.
Okay.
Notice also, in the profile view of the flanker, just how far back the nose wheel is compared to where you are sitting in the cockpit, so you can really hang over the edge of the ship. Okay, press F1 to return to the cockpit, press spacebar to continue.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's get started. Power on, press right shift and L. Internal cockpit lights on if you need them, press L. Start left, number 1 engine, press right alt and home. That's right alt and home. Close the canopy now, press left control and C, that's left control and C, and press the spacebar to continue.
Alright, I am going to close the canopy first. Why not? Power on. There we go. Start left number 1 engine. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, wrong button. Sorry. There we go.
You'll see the number 1 engine winding up. Check the RPM gauge. This is highlighted. It's useful to know where the RPM gauge when you first start a new jet, and we will be using it to taxi. Also highlighted below the RPM gauge is the number 1 engine green ignition light. Okay, let's start the right or number 2 engine. Press right control and home. That's right control and home. Once you see that spooling up, press the spacebar to continue.
Alright, engine 2 start. Fucking hell, did the same thing. There we go.
There's not a huge amount of room on a usually crowded carrier deck, so all ground movement is done with wings folded. You can see that happening in your mirror or look over your right and left shoulders. Okay, now engage nose wheel steering, press left alt and Q. Okay, the switch highlighted is just forward of the throttles. Press the spacebar to continue.
Here's nose wheel steering. So for that to spool up. I don't know what. Oh. Okay, well, nose wheel steering should be up.
Okay, hold down the Z key to steer left. Look at the RPM gauge. This is highlighted. Now, increase the throttle to 80% to get moving, or in this case turning straight left, using the number pad plus and minus keys. She's quite a heavy beast. As soon as you start turning, throttle back to 76 to 78% using number pad minus, and keep it going at a nice slow speed. Remember, W are your wheel brakes. Turn sharp left using the left pedal, Z. If you need to brake, W. Correct back right using X, right pedal, and taxi towards the back of the ship. Once you are abeam the bridge, press the spacebar.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's taxi. It's kind of low poly trucks. The textures aren't very good. Obviously they didn't do too much of a job. I mean they did, it looks good, but it's not like the supercarrier or anything. I think they're gonna be working on the supercarrier for like Kuznetsov and stuff. They should. I think they should, because that would be pretty dope if they like made a supercarrier for Kuznetsov and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty dope. Okay, so just do that. Just stop there.
Okay, so far so good. We're now going to swing carefully around to the right and line up at the end of the yellow line. You should be able to see the number 6 spot, front low left of your canopy. When you're lined up and think you're ready, unfold the wings by pressing right control and P. When the wings are down and locked, lower the flaps, press F. Check the gauge on the left hand side is highlighted with 5 greens. Also, note the wheel brake gauge highlighted down behind the stick. Once you've located it, press W, it goes to the 1 position. You will need to press and hold left shift and W with the gauge in the number 2 position to stop the aircraft rolling forwards while the afterburners light. Then press the spacebar.
Okay, so spacebar. Okay, it's confusing. Wait, so oh, so I can't just hold it, I have to do that. Okay.
Now for the tricky bit. First, ensure wings, i.e. the officer in charge of the flight deck for today, has the Admiral Kuznetsov steaming at 25 knots into the nearest breeze. This is essential, but I can assure you we do have this for today. Here's the drill. This is what we're going to be doing. In order, but not yet. You will put the throttle to the max burner, page up 3 times, not yet. Hold down the brakes using press and hold, left shift and W for max brakes. Check the burners are lit. You'll get 2 green lights, top 2 buttons highlighted. Once the burners are lit, 2 green lights, release the brakes and let go of left shift W. Apply the extra burner by pressing left shift E. You get a green light to center lower down, which is highlighted. As you launch up the ski jump, stick back, but don't stall it, muff it is fine. As you clear the deck, gear up. Okay? On that, just have another read through. Deep breath, and when you're ready, press the space bar, and I'll talk you through the takeoff.
Oh god, okay.
Okay, no writing this time. It's distracting. I'm going to just be listening. So, a quick recap before we do it. We will be doing page up times 3, max brakes, press and hold left shift and W. Once you get the burners lit, 2 green lights, let go of the brakes, release left shift and W. Apply the extra burner, left shift and E. Off you go. Up the ski ramp, stick back, press G, fly the aircraft, 210 clicks at 20-25 meters, and away you go. Okay. Ready? Let's do it. Page up times 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Max brakes. Press and hold left shift W. Burners lit. 2 green lights. Go. Okay.
Go.
Extra burner. Left shift E. Off the deck. Hup. Stick back. Gear up G. Fly the aircraft. Away you go.
Oh, I didn't even have flaps down.
Well done, you did it. Well, you did it. By the way, if you have 35 knots over the deck, neither holding the wheel brakes nor the extra burner are really essential when using the ski jump from the 6, 7, 8, 9 and M positions when you look at the deck from above, just so you know. Go ahead and try it as you practice your takeoffs. Like wing folding though, it is a good habit to get into. Okay, now for the really scary bit, landing. Press escape to end the mission, or fly around at will. Happy hunting.
We did it. That wasn't too bad. That was not too bad. We definitely did it. So that was the normal takeoff. Alright, start up and short takeoff. Here we go. This toy mission shows you how to start up and take off from the short position at the front of the outermost cruise net off. Let's do it. Alright, carry a short takeoff. Nice. Alright, let's do it.
Welcome to the SU-33 Startup, Deck Taxi and Takeoff tutorial. To get airborne the naval flanker, SU-33, using the ski jump with a normal combat load from this short launch position, you need to have 35 knots over the deck. This means the ship needs to be going at full speed ahead, also known as max chat, 25 to 30 knots, and you need to be driving into a 10 knot headwind. This is what we'll be doing today. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay.
Okay, let's get started. Power on, press right shift and L. Internal cockpit lights on if you need them, press L. Start left, number 1 engine, press right alt and home. That's right alt and home. Close the canopy now, press left control and C, that's left control and C, and press the spacebar to continue.
Canopy first. Alright, and then power on. Turn the first engine.
You'll see the number 1 engine winding up. Check the RPM gauge. This is highlighted. It's useful to know where the RPM gauge when you first start a new jet, and we will be using it to taxi. Also highlighted below the RPM gauge is the number 1 engine green ignition light. Okay, let's start the right on number 2 engine. Press right control and home. That's right control and home. Once you see that spooling up, press the spacebar to continue.
Set the second engine.
Okay, almost ready. Set the flaps down for takeoff, press F. Check flaps are showing green on the highlighted flaps, gear and air brake dial, 5 greens. Now look at the right side of the stick, highlighted is the wheel brake pressure gauge.
One for
Press
the wings
W
or shit.
and it goes to the 1 position. We need to hold it while the burner's light, so press and hold left shift W and notice it goes to the 2 position. Now let go. Okay, press the spacebar to continue.
Oh. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, got it.
Now for the tricky bit. We have 35 knots over the deck. There are 3 buttons highlighted. The top 2 are the afterburners being lit. These turn green. The lower centre one is the extra burner needed for carrier takeoffs. You get this by pressing left shift and E. This is the drill. You will, in order, but not yet. Throttles to max burner. Page up, page up, page up. Not yet. You immediately hold down the brakes using press and hold left shift and W for max braking. Check burners lit. Green lights here highlighted. Burners lit, release the brakes. Let go of left shift and W and apply extra burner, left shift and E. As you launch, ski jump, stick back. Don't stall it, mild buffet is fine. As you clear the deck, gear up, G. Okay? When you're ready, press the space bar.
Okay. Let me just make sure I got the let's make sure I got the control right. So special afterburner is special left control, left shift, echo, roger. Okay. Let's check autopilot, yep. Right, let's do it.
Okay. Don't read the writing, just listen. Page up, page up, page up. Left shift W. Green lights, go. Let go of left shift W. Extra burner, press left shift E. Stick back. Hup. Gear G. Fly the aircraft. 210 clicks, 20 meters. Off you go, relax. Well done.
Alright, let's do it. So alright, so let's try it. So here we go. Good, let go, extra burner. Oh shit, come on. Holy fuck, we did it. That was close. We almost didn't make that, but we did it.
Well done, we did it. Or you did it. By the way, if you have 35 knots over the deck, neither holding the wheel brakes nor the extra burner are really essential when using the ski jump from the 6, 7, 8, 9 and M positions when you look at the deck from above, just so you know. Go ahead and try it as you practice your takeoffs. Like wing folding though, it is a good habit to get into. Okay, now for the really scary bit, landing. Press escape to end the mission, or fly around at will. Happy hunting.
I wonder, can I fold the wings? No. Okay, so I can't fold the wings while in the air. That's a good thing. Alright, so that's that. Alright, short takeoff. Short takeoff. It's a very short choice. Starting on the deck in short takeoff position with engines running. User replays mission to gain confidence using short takeoff positions. Alright, let's do it. Very quick carrier takeoff. Okay. It's very short choice. You're starting on the deck in short takeoff position. Engines running. User replays mission to gain confidence using short takeoff positions. Alright, let's do it.
237. Взлет по готовности. Отход по схеме на 300 по давлению. 760,13.
Welcome to the Su-33 Naval Flanker Takeoff tutorial. First, answer the radio by selecting the communications menu. Press backslash. You may need to remap this to backslash depending on your keyboard. Now press F12 and press the space bar to continue, and he should stop bothering you. Okay, in this very short tutorial, we're going to get a very heavy flanker airborne off the Admiral Kuznetsov in the forward launch position. If you press left Alt and At, you will bring up the reload screen. Your aircraft at 71,750 pounds is almost at max takeoff weight, which is 72,750. Press cancel to leave the reload screen.
I just
We need to have
fucked.
35 knots over the deck to make this work. This means that the ship needs to be going at full speed ahead, also known as max chat, 25 to 30 knots, and you need to be driving into a 10-foot headwind. We have this today. Press the spacebar to continue.
I just screwed up navigation by doing that. I tried to do this and it fucked up my navigation. God damn it. You have 35 knots over the deck. Make this work. Yeah. Okay.
There are 3 buttons highlighted. The top 2 are the afterburners being lit, these turn green. The lower centre one is the extra burner needed for carrier takeoffs. You get this via left shift and E. This is the drill. You will in order, but not just yet. Throttles to max burner, page up 3 times. Immediately hold down the brakes by pressing and holding left shift and W for max braking. Check the burners are lit, green lights highlighted, burners lit, release the brakes, let go of left shift W, and apply extra burner left shift E. You just need to tap this once. Stick fully back as you clear the ramp, gear up. Okay? As you launch the ski jump, stick back but don't stall it. Mild to heavy buffet is fine. When you're ready, press the spacebar.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay. Don't read the writing, just listen. Page up, page up, page up. Left shift W. Green lights, go. Let go of left shift W. Extra burner, press left shift E. Stick back. Hup. Gear G. Fly the aircraft. 210 clicks, 20 meters. Off you go, relax. Well done.
Alright, let's do it. So, very heavy flanker. So if we can get this off the carrier, then we're pretty much good to go for any weight. Let's do it. Alright. Oh, we did it.
Well done, we did it. Well, you did it. By the way, if you have 35 knots over the deck, neither holding the wheel brakes nor the extra burner are really essential when using the ski jump for the 6, 7, 8, 9 and M positions when you look at the deck from above, just so you know. Go ahead and try it as you practice your takeoffs. Like wing folding though, it is a good habit to get into. Okay, now for the really scary bit, landing. Press escape to end the mission, or fly around at will. Happy hunting.
Nice. Oops, sorry. Oh, no. Don't want to do that. Alright, last one, carrier landing. In this lesson we're going to learn how to land on an Admiral Kuznetsov aircraft carrier. Let's do it. Alright, carrier landing. Let's do it. Man, he's low. That's really low. That's too low. Let's not going to land an aircraft carrier. I can't even speak. Alright, I'm going to land.
Before we start, if you're having trouble hearing me, press escape, go to options, then audio, and turn down the world in cockpit cells to 0. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to navigate to and land on the Admiral Kuznetsov. Press the spacebar to continue.
Alright, let's do it.
We are paused while I give you a quick reminder of the HUD. Starting bottom left, press the 1 key twice to put the HUD in landing mode. You should see LNDG for landing, K, around 12 kilometers, and an inverted L. Press the spacebar to continue.
Nice.
The K indication lets you know you captured the ILS beams, that's Instrumented Landing System. The upside down L indicates you are on the glide slope. Press the space bar to continue. Okay, top left of the HUD is your required speed, and below that your actual speed. Try and nail 280 to 300 clicks on the approach and 270 for the very final approach. You need 89% on the RPM gauge. Actually 89 to 90% are where your throttles should be on any smooth approach. Press the space bar. Fly towards the large circle. Do this and you will find that the smaller circle glide slope will fall naturally into place. Try and match or just exceed the required height to be at, as indicated above your actual altitude in the top right hand corner of the HUD. I will unpause the lesson when you press the space bar.
Okay, let's do it.
Set the throttle to 89% and just let the speed bleed naturally down to 270 knots. The RPM gauge is highlighted. Fly the HUD cross into the larger circle.
With the HUD cross and around the circle, let's do it. It's gonna trim for this. I don't want to be losing too much speed or losing too much altitude.
Let's get dirty. Gear down, press G. Flaps down, press F. Hook down, press left Alt and G. You can check all down using the gauge lower front left dash, 6 screens. You can also do a quick cheat by pressing F2, have a quick look outside, and return to the cockpit pressing F1. Okay. 2 more things to watch. The rate of descent on the right side of the HUD, ideally 3 to 4 meters per second, but 2 or 4 are also fine. If it's less than -1 or more than -5, you should be correcting to the glide slope, the small circle. On the left side of the HUD are 3 lights, yellow, green and red. This is the AOA indication. Yellow, you're too shallow, red, you're too steep. You want a green. You'll get this almost automatically if you nail the approach speed at 270 clicks. As noted, the easiest thing to do is simply fly the cross towards the big circle and intercept the extended centerline.
So we're totally fucking this up. And too low. Angle of attack is too high. There we go. And let's do it like that.
AOA, angle attack and speed. Look at the indicator on the left hand side of the HUD. Yellow, throttle back a notch, stick back a touch. Red, throttle up a notch, stick forward a touch. Once in the final zone at around 5 kilometers and 350 meters altitude, type of final checks. 6 greens. Try and remain 20 meters above the glide slope, i.e. the bigger numbers 20 more than the smaller numbers in the top right hand corner of the HUD. This should put you nicely on the deck, which is 20 meters above sea level. Okay, you're looking for 270 knots in the green, 10 to 20 meters above the slope, rate of descent 3 meters per second. The ship should be rock steady, sitting in view in the bottom of the HUD window.
Oh shit, we're doing it. We're a little bit high. It's okay. Veer to the right a little bit.
Okay, final stages. Look up, by which I mean less focus on the numbers and fly the aircraft. Keep the arrestor wires in view. Do not let the ship disappear below the HUD ever. If you get to 260 kilometers, throttle up a notch to 90%. You're looking to land on the white spot under the second wire. If it doesn't feel right at any stage, just throw it away, full power, go around again.
We got this. We got this in the bag, guys. Oh, we did it. Fuck yeah.
104. Заруливайте на стоянку.
Well done. Looks like you got it done in one piece.
Fuck
You
yeah.
can end the lesson now by pressing the escape key and go for a well-earned drink in the bar.
Holy shit. Nice. Did I catch a 2? I don't know if I caught a 2 wire or not, but that was not bad. It's a little to the left. I was a little nervous about that, but whatever. Not bad at all. So we did all of the like takeoff and landing and stuff. And we already did the flight and navigation, so now we're gonna do RWR and countermeasures next. Since it's more defensive. So we're going to do RWR and countermeasures next. That's what we're going to be doing here, so let's do it. So this is the lesson you learn how to interpret the radar warning receive, how to use the countermeasure system since 233. Let's do it. That looks fucking awesome. RWR and countermeasures. Alright, let's do it.
In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the SPO-15 Korrio radar warning receiver, or RWR. We'll also talk about the countermeasure systems at your disposal. I have the lesson paused while I review the RWR and countermeasure systems. You can press L to turn on cockpit lighting. Press the spacebar when you're ready to continue. The bottom right corner of the front dash is the SPO-15 RWR panel. It's the black panel with the aircraft symbol in the center. The light at the very top center of the panel, above the nose of the aircraft, indicates that the SPO-15 has power. The RWR display indicates any threat radars illuminating the aircraft. Information is presented as symbol representing the type and direction to the threat. 6 lights at the bottom of the display notify you of the threat radar type. The system provides detection of radar signals between positive and negative 180 degrees of azimuth, and positive and negative 30 degrees of elevation. It's important to note that the RWR will only work with radar-guided threats. It will not detect missiles with infrared guidance. For those, it will need to spot them visually. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay, so it doesn't detect IR missiles, it only detects like radar missiles. Okay.
In the very center of the RWR panel, within the aircraft symbol, are the relative elevation lights. If the lower light is lit, the primary threat is below you. If both the top and bottom lights are lit, the threat is roughly co-altitude with you. If only the top light is lit, the threat is above you. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay.
Around about 75% of the aircraft symbol is a ring of lights that indicate the relative detected power of the primary threat radar. The ring of lights generally corresponds to the range of the threat. The more lights, the more close it is. To the right of the aircraft symbol is a single green light. This indicates the relative direction to a detected secondary radar threat. If there is only a single threat detected, as we have now, the secondary and primary will be the same. There can be multiple secondary threats displayed at once. To the right of the secondary threat indication is a larger amber light that indicates the direction to the primary threat. There are 10 such lights that include left and right 10 degrees, 30 degrees, 50 degrees, 90 degrees, and left and right rear hemisphere. There can only be one primary threat indicated at once. Currently, you have a primary threat detecting 90 degrees right, in other words, off your right wing. Press the spacebar to continue. As I've been talking, you've probably noticed that annoying beeping sound. The sound indicates a detected radar in the search mode. You have the option to filter RWR to only detect radars that have locked onto you. Do this by pressing right shift and R now.
Right shift R. Right shift Romeo.
Good. Now let's press right shift and R again to bring us back to non-filter detection. Along the bottom of the RWR panel is a row of 6 lights that indicate the general type of radar that the primary threat belongs to. Currently, the far right light is lit with a C beneath it. This corresponds to an AWACS radar detected off your right wing. Press the spacebar to continue. The AWACS will now be replaced by an early warning radar, EWR. You can see this indicated by the second light from the right with the F being illuminated, and the primary threat light is now in your right rear hemisphere. Press the spacebar to continue. We now see the detection of a short-range air defense missile radar. These generally support air defense systems like Shilka, CS-6, Roland, and SA-8. The third light from the right with the H below is not lit, and the primary threat light indicates the threat is located 50 degrees to the right of your nose. Eventually, the threat SA-8 will log on to you, and the center aircraft symbol will have a red circle beneath it. This will be in addition to the steady log tone. Press the spacebar to continue once you've been logged out. Next, we have the medium-range radar. It's indicated by the X light, third from the left. The primary threat is moved between your 30 and 50 degree left lights, meaning the threat is somewhere between 30 and 50 degrees off the left side of your nose. Medium SAMs include the SA-11, SA-6, and Nighthawk. The lock tone can be a bit too loud at times, so try decreasing its volume by pressing right Alt and Con. Try raising the volume back up now by pressing right Alt and period. The next primary detection is for a long-range SAM, like an S-300 or a Patriot. As such, we have a 3 indication light, second from the left, and our primary threat light is directly ahead of us. Press the spacebar to continue. The final threat type is for an airborne radar, as you might find in a fighter. The end light is indicated at the far left of the threat lights. The radar is detected between 10 and 50 degrees off the left side of the nose. Press the spacebar to continue. That should now provide you an overview of how to interpret the RWR panel. You can also degrade an enemy unit's radar lock range by turning on electronic countermeasures. When ECM is active, it will be broadcasting your presence to everyone. As such, it's best to only turn it on when you're locked up by enemy radar. We'll make an exception in this training case though, and have you turn it on now by pressing E.
Okay, echo.
Upon turning on ECM, you'll see a green lamp on the right console start to blink. This indicates that ECM is warming up. Once the lamp is solid, it's fully operational. In addition to ECM, you also have expendable countermeasures in the form of chaff and flares. On the right console, you can see 2 rows of 8 green lights. Each light on the left row represents 16 chaff bundles. Each of the lights on the right row represents 8 flare cartridges. Chaff is a bundle of metallic strips that bloom when released. These can decoy the tracking of incoming radar-guided missiles. If possible, keep the missile off your left or right wing while dispensing chaff to have the best effect. Try releasing a chaff bundle now by pressing Insert.
Control Shift Charlie?
Good.
There you go.
If you spot a missile launch with no corresponding RWR warning, then there's a good chance it's an infrared-guided missile. Like chaff, try to get the missile coming to your flight path at a perpendicular angle and release flares. Try releasing some flares now by tapping the delete key a few times. This concludes this training lesson on understanding the SPO-15 RWR and expendable countermeasures.
Yeah, those flares. Huh, nice. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, so we did RWR and countermeasures. Now we're gonna do sensor scan mode. In this lesson, we learn how to use the 2 sensors of the Su-33 to search for targets: the N001 Depulse Doppler radar and the OLS-27 infrared search and track system (IRST). Let's do that. Sensor scan mode. Let's do it. Sensor scan mode.
In this lesson, we will discuss the 2 sensors, the N001 pulse Doppler radar and in the OLS-27 Infrared Search and Track System, or IRST. Let's first talk about the radar. The N001 is a look-down, shoot-down radar that can detect and track up to 24 fighter-sized targets 10 to 100 kilometers in the front hemisphere and 30 to 40 kilometers in the rear hemisphere. Let's first enable the Beyond Visual Range Master Mode by pressing 2. Next, we'll turn on the radar by pressing the I key. We now have some new symbology on the HUD in the heads-down display, or HDD. To change the range scale, press equal to decrease range, and press minus to increase range. You can see the range scale at the top of the vertical bar on the left side of the HUD. This can range from 5 to 500 kilometers. This is also reflected on the HDD. The arc on the HDD indicates the radar's detection range. In the bottom left corner of the HUD, SCN BVR is displayed to indicate that you're in Beyond Visual Range scan mode. I've added a friendly aircraft heading towards you to practice adjusting the range scale and seeing the changes on the HUD and HDD. A friendly aircraft is indicated as a double row of dashed lines on the HUD. A large aircraft has 4 dashes per line, and smaller aircraft, like fighters, have 2 dashes per line. The further the contact is towards the bottom of the HUD, the closer it is to you. There is an indication of the contact's altitude on the HUD symbol. When done, press the space bar.
Okay. So it's just range.
Below the range scale indication on the HUD is the radar PRF setting. PRF stands for Pulse Repetition Frequency. It can either be high PRF or medium PRF. High PRF is best for high closure targets, and medium PRF is best for medium or low closure targets. High PRF has the longest detection range, but is most effective when you and the target are flying towards each other. In addition to high and medium PRF, you also have interlead that alternates high and medium PRF. Interlead mode is best used when the aspect of the target is unknown. You can cycle between the 3 PRF settings by pressing right shift and I. I've added 2 friendly aircraft, one coming towards you and one flying away. Practice adjusting your PRF and note how different PRF settings will detect different targets. Press spacebar to continue when you are ready.
Okay, so high, medium, interleaved. Okay, I see. You got one up there, and you got one there.
During most missions, you will not be lucky enough to have targets always flying at your same altitude. Use the antenna elevation control node. You can steer the antenna to search above and below you. Press right shift and semicolon to raise the antenna, and press right shift and period to lower the antenna.
Okay.
Along the right side of the HUD is a vertical line with 2 horizontal marks near the center. These represent the antenna's centered elevation point. To the right of this is a small vertical bar and number that indicates the antenna elevation angle in degrees. I've added 2 aircraft coming towards you, one below you and one above. Adjust the antenna elevation to detect both aircraft. Once you have located both aircraft, press the spacebar to continue.
So one above. One below. I got one below. One above. I don't see one. Oh, there we go. Got one. Okay.
Between the bottoms of the 2 vertical lines on the HUD is a horizontal line that indicates the azimuth steering of the radar antenna.
That right there.
It only has 3 possible settings: centered, right, and left. Move the antenna azimuth to the left by pressing right shift and comma, and move to the right by pressing right shift and slash. The horizontal bar indicates the antenna's current azimuth setting. It is important to note that radar contacts displayed in the HUD and HDD are according to the center of the scan, not necessarily centered off the nose of the aircraft. Once you have steered the antenna to place at least one contact in the center of the HUD and HDD, press the spacebar.
Okay, so one in the middle. Detected him.
Below the antenna azimuth steering indication is the expected target range indication. This is the expected range to target that is often derived from AWACS or GCI data. You can adjust it by pressing right control equal to increase it and right control minus to decrease it. The elevation coverage of the radar scan pattern is calculated from this parameter. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay, so right. Is that right? Yeah, we got it. I think that was right.
Those are the basics of using the radar in search mode. Now let's take a look at using the IRST in search mode. Press O to enable the IRST.
Okay.
The IRST is a passive system, so it will not alert other aircraft when you're tracking them. However, it tracks the thermal signature of the target, so it can detect targets easier if they're flying away from you, because the sensor can clearly detect the hot engines of the target. The targeting afterburner will also be easier for the IRST to detect. I've activated a couple of targets ahead of you at the same range. Note that you can only detect one of them because one is flying towards you and the other away. Also note that the IRST cannot tell friend from foe. As such, all contacts appear as hostile. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay.
This concludes this lesson on the Beyond Visual Range scan mode.
Okay. Well, I don't want to fly. We did that.
I don't think that's a great idea.
Closer combat mode is what we're doing. Within visual range of enemy aircraft, trying to choose beyond visual range radar scan mode, one of the close air combat CSE modes. In this lesson we learn about the different CSE modes with the helmet mounted sight. Let's do it.
When within visual range of enemy aircraft, it is time to transition from beyond visual range radar scan mode to one of the close air combat modes. These will be necessary when in a dogfight. First, press 3 to enter the vertical scan mode.
Vertical scan.
Great. Now go ahead and press I to turn on the radar. In this mode, the radar will search in a vertical scan pattern between the two vertical bars on the HUD. The radar will lock onto a target in the vertical plane, and the target is between the two bars, is within 10 kilometers, and you press enter. This is a useful mode when in a turn fight and the target is just above your nose. Press 4 to enter bore sight mode.
Bore sight.
Bore sight mode is indicated by the circle on the HUD. When you place a target in the circle, the target is within 10 kilometers and you press enter, the target will be locked up. This is handy when you want to visually lock up a target when there are several in view. Press 5 to enable the helmet-mounted sight.
5.
The helmet-mounted sight, or HMS, places a monocle over one of your eyes. By moving your view, you can place a sight projected on the monocle over a target and locking it up by pressing enter. When using the R-73 dogfight missile, this is an amazing tool for locking up a target far outside your HUD and engaging it. When the target is locked and within launch parameters, the HMS reticle will flash. If there is an exo of the HMS reticle, it indicates the HMS is too far outside of the constraints for a valid missile launch. Press 6 to enter longitudinal missile aim mode. This last mode does not use any of the aircraft sensors, but rather only uses the infrared seeker in the R-73 and R-2017 series of missiles. Simply select one of these missiles and place the cross in the center of the HUD over a target and launch the missile when you hear the lock tone. When you are ready, press the spacebar to turn off active pause and practice these modes against several target aircraft in the area. You can end the mission when done.
Alright, sorry about that. Let me bring the mic over a little bit. There you go. Yep. Let's give it a go. It's 2 longitude first, no sensors. Alright, that's how that works. Let's do, is it 3? Yep. 3. Vertical scan mode. Let's go a little bit down. We've got a lock. Let's de-lock. Got a lock. Let's D-lock. Try a little bit more. Got a lock. D-lock. Okay. Let's do the ball sight. Lock. D-lock. Let's do the helmet. Lock. Oh. Lock. D-lock. Let's try that one over there. Lock. Oh, I see. So you got the circle, seeker circle over there. I see. D-lock. Let's try it one more time. Lock. D-lock. Beautiful. That's awesome. Let's go back to longitudinal. Alright, so that's how that works. That's awesome. Let's go to the next one. Alright, so we did all of the non-weaponry stuff. So now we're going to do aerial gunnery. We're going to do this first. Okay, aerial gunnery. In this lesson we're going to learn how to use a 30mm cannon to shoot under the aircraft. We can do so with and without first getting a radar lock. Let's do it. Aerial gunnery. That looks awesome. Let's do it.
In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use a 30mm cannon to shoot down other aircraft. We can do so with and without first getting a radar lock. Let us first look at aerial gunnery without a radar lock. Press the 3 key to enter close air combat mode.
3.
Next, press C to select the cannon. You now see the HUD in gun funnel mode. Most of the HUD information should look familiar from previous lessons. However, take notice of the 2 converging lines near the top center of the HUD with a number between them. This is the gun funnel. When in this mode, you'll fly your aircraft to position the wingtips of your target such that they touch the sides of the funnel lines. The number in the center should equal the wingspan of your target. You can adjust this value by pressing right alt and equal to increase it, and right alt and minus to decrease it. You can find wingspan values in the game encyclopedia. Set the wingspan value to 13, which is the wingspan of an F-15C. Press the spacebar once you have done so.
Let's see. There we go.
When you are ready, press the spacebar and we'll unpause the lesson. Upon doing so, an enemy F-15C will appear in front of you. Use the gun funnel to damage it or shoot it down.
32. Alright, let's do it. Goodbye, 15. Oh, that lagged. Lagged a shit ton. Fuck. Stop jittering. God. I hate it when the zoom does that. God, this gun funnel is so weird. Look at it. It's not even like inertialing. I don't know if it's not a word, but it's not even doing it properly.
Nice job.
Beautiful.
Let's now talk about the radar
It's
direction.
disintegrated.
Press C again to turn off gun symbology on the HUD.
Okay.
We are now back in the vertical scan mode, indicated by the 2 vertical lines on the HUD. In order to use the radar-directed gun sight, you'll first need to lock up the next target using one of the close air combat modes. Upon doing so, press C to enable the cannon, and you will see a reticle on the HUD when the target is within gun range. Simply place the reticle over the target and fire, once you see the launch authorized indication on the HUD. Locate one of the target aircraft orbiting in the area of waypoint 1 and practice using the radar-directed gun sight. Press the spacebar to unpause the lesson. You can end the lesson once you feel you've got a handle on using the cannon to area.
Alright. Oh, that was an F-15. Let's go get him. Oh, he's close. pull some G's here. Let's lock them up. Locked up. Cannon. What's the gun? That's a closer F-15, but I'm not going to bother with him. I'm going to go after this guy. See, there's an A indication on above the gun symbol there on the left side of the hood. And there's a range indication. He's within 5 miles. God, he's going fast. Fucking hell, why is he going so fast? It's because he's locked up, isn't he? Let me unlock him. Go for someone else. Go for this F-15. He's trying to survive. Let's go for this F-15 here. Lock up. Gun. Alright, should be good there. Come on. God, why are they going so fast? It's going like 700 knots. Damn, that snow looks good on that mountain. Alright, so we've got the little pipper there. Let's see if I can get him. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, the sun. Beautiful. Unlock him. That was awesome. I did that. That was good. There we go, now we're going to backtrack and do a little bit of the air-to-ground stuff. We're going to do internal 30mm cannon. So in this lesson we're going to use the internal 30mm cannon air-to-ground mode. Let's do it. Internal 30mm cannon.
In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use the internal 30mm cannon. We'll start the lesson in active pause mode. On the right side of the forward fuselage is a Gish 301 30mm cannon with a 150 round magazine. The rounds include a tracer that can be used to better judge where the rounds impact. The firing rate is about 3,000 rounds per minute with a muzzle velocity of 870 meters per second. Press the space bar to continue.
150 round magazine, that's it? That's so small. That's not a lot.
Go ahead and enable air-to-ground mode by pressing 7.
Alright, 7.
To select the cannon as the active weapon, press C.
Charlie.
Press the spacebar to unpause the lesson and fly through all the gates ahead.
Oh, I hate doing that.
Given that it's pretty dark out, you want to keep a close eye on your instruments and your radar altimeter on the HUD. We'll be flying pretty low, so make sure you don't get below the route altitudes. As before, fly through all the gates ahead, and we'll talk more about the gun as we get closer to the target.
I'm gonna trim it. So weird how the speed's in kilometers per hour, not knots. So with this mission, you have to fly through every single gate perfectly, otherwise the mission will not, or the script will mess up. So it's one of those annoying missions where you have to make sure you fly through every single gate and not miss a single one.
Watch your altitude at the next gate. It's a low one.
It is a low one.
On the HUD, you'll note that gun is displayed in the bottom left corner, indicating its selection. In the lower right corner of the HUD is a box that indicates the remaining ammunition in quarters, 4 being full and 1 being 1/4 full.
I almost missed that gate
Along the
there.
left side of the HUD is the maximum and minimum range bars, just like we saw with rockets. And the range carries between the two bars. The cannon is within range of the point beneath the aiming reticle on the HUD. When in range, the LA indication will be displayed.
It's 225 up there. It's pretty low.
We'll now start our dive on the target that consists of a couple of trucks marked with red smoke. To help aid you seeing them, some illumination flares will be dropped over the target area. Continue flying through the gates to line up with the target.
Oh shit.
Watch your airspeed and fly to place the aiming reticle over the target. Press the space bar when you get the LA cue.
See if I can get this guy. Fuck. Got it. Barely.
Good hits on target. You can end the lesson now by pressing escape key, or practice on the remaining targets marked with green smoke before the illumination flares die.
No thanks. I almost crashed. That was super dangerous, but we did it. Barely. Alright, we did the cannons. So now we're going to do air-to-air missile engagement. And then after that, we're going to do rockets and then bombs. So air-to-air missile engagement. So something that build upon what we learned using the radar scanner and locate targets, lock them up with sensors, launch a missile at it. Let's do it. Air-to-air missile engagement. That's an awesome shot right there.
In this lesson, we'll build upon what we learned using the radar scan mode to locate targets, lock them up with sensors, and launch a missile at it. First, go ahead and enter BVR scan mode by pressing the 2 key. Great. Now go ahead and press I to turn on the radar. the center of the HUD, you'll notice a rectangular box. This is your target designator, or TDC. You'll use the TDC to lock targets displayed on the HUD. Move the TDC around using semicolon up, period down, comma left, and slash right.
Oops.
Because we have some air-to-air missiles loaded for this lesson, we can see the selected missile type indication below the antenna elevation scale. In this case, 27ER, that stands for the R-27ER long-range radar-guided missile. You can cycle the missile type by pressing the D key. Once you feel you have the hang of moving the TDC around, press the spacebar.
Okay.
I have now activated a hostile aircraft coming directly at you, co-altitude. You can see him on your radar as a line with 2 dashed marks. Move your TDC over the contact and press enter to lock it up. Once locked up, press the spacebar.
Okay. Up. Lock.
Now that you have the target locked up, you have some new information displayed on the HUD. The circle in the HUD indicates the location of the locked target as seen through the HUD. Above your altitude indication in small numbers is the altitude of the locked target.
Okay.
Above your speed indication is the speed of the locked target. The A symbol to the left of the range scale indicates that the fire control system is in automatic mode and will automatically change the range scale to match the range to the locked target.
Oh, this.
Attached at the bottom of the range scale is an arrow that indicates target vector. If the arrow is pointed down, it is flying towards you. If it is pointing to the right, it is flying from left to right, and so on.
Oh, this here.
Along the inside of the range scale are 3 bars and an arrow. These indicate key range indications. The arrow indicates the target range in reference to the range scale. The top bar is the RMAX indication and represents the maximum flight range of the missile. The middle bar is the RTR indication that represents the maximum range that you can launch the missile and still expect to hit the target, even if the target maneuvers defensively. The bottom bar is the RMIN indication that lets you know the minimum range at which you can launch the missile and still expect to hit the target. Once the target range arrow reaches the RMAX bar, you'll see an LA launch authorization indication on the HUD. However, let's wait until the target reaches the RTR indication, then press the trigger on your joystick or press the spacebar to launch the missile.
Alright, so it's an FIB. Okay, so once this goes in between here, then I'm going to fire. I'm going to wait till it gets to that mark right there, then I'm going to fire. That way it's kind of, you know, in it, you know, it's ways in the no escape range. And pickle.
Nice job. That was pretty easy, huh? Press D now to select the R-27ET, long-range infrared guided missile.
Infrared long range, oh shit, okay.
As before, slew the TDC over the new target flying away from you to lock it up and launch the missile.
Oops. Locked. Fire.
Well done. The R-27ET is a good missile to use in concert with the IRST for stealthy attacks. Those are the basics of using air-to-air missiles. You can end the lesson now.
Okay.
So he was your...
Hey, promoted to first lieutenant. Nice. Alright, air-to-air missile engagement. Okay, we did that. So now we're going to do unguided rockets. This lesson we're going to employ unguided rockets. Let's do it. Unguided rockets. Awesome.
Now that we're getting the hang of unguided bomb delivery, we're going to move on to using unguided rockets. We have two rocket types loaded for this lesson, but they're both delivered in the same manner. Basically point and shoot when within range. We'll keep this lesson in active pause mode as we discuss unguided rockets. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay.
Take a look at the weapon status panel in the center of the front dash. It's a black panel with the shape of a wing along the top. There are two rows of lights below it. The top row of yellow lights indicates the weapon stations that have weapons attached to them, and the lower row of green lights indicates weapon stations are loaded with the currently selected weapon type. Currently, no weapon type is selected. Let's select rockets now by entering air to ground mode. Press 7.
Okay.
In the lower right portion of the HUD, you are provided the name of the selected rocket type. You can see SAKOM, which indicates the SAKOM. This rocket uses a BAM-1 rocket pod with 20 rockets per pod. The rocket is 82 millimeters diameter, has a range of about 2 kilometers, and has a shaped charge warhead, which is good against armor. Press D to select the next rocket type.
Okay.
This is the S-13OF, which is held forward to a B-13L rocket pod. The rocket is larger than the S-8, having a diameter of 122 millimeters. It has a blast fragmentation warhead and has a range of about 2 kilometers. High explosive and blast fragmentation warheads are best used against unarmored and lightly armored targets. However, a direct hit on an armored vehicle may destroy it, depending on the size of the warhead. Press the spacebar to unpause the lesson and fly through all the gates ahead.
Alright.
As we're en route to the target, we can practice your low-level ingress skills. Nearing the target will initiate a pop-up attack.
I'm going to switch to the small rockets.
In the middle portion of your HUD is your rocket aiming reticle. Much like the bombing reticle, this indicates where the rockets will land if you launch them at that instant. However, the range must be within minimum and maximum range value of the selected rocket type. Along the left side of the HUD is the rocket launch zone indication. The top bar indicates the maximum range of the rocket, and the bottom bar indicates the minimum safe range. The caret moves vertically along the left side of the HUD to indicate your current range based on where the rocket aiming reticle is placed. When the caret is between the maximum and minimum range bars, the range is valid.
Okay, like that. Launch authorized.
When your selected rocket type is within range, a launch authorization cue will appear on the HUD.
Oh shit, I messed up my trim. My aileron trim. Oh well. Just have to compensate, I guess. I trimmed to the right by accident.
At the next gate, we'll start our climb. Make sure your speed is above 700 kilometers per hour.
Oh well. I'm definitely not at 700. Just give it a little power. Let's do 500, I guess. Shouldn't be too bad. Doesn't need to be that fast. So that's like past the sound barrier and shit. We don't need to be that quick.
As you pass through the top gate, roll the aircraft inverted and pull the nose down to the target. The target is marked with red smoke. When aligned with the target, roll the wings level while keeping the aiming reticle over the target. Press the spacebar to fire the rockets when you see the LA cue on the HUD.
Should be pretty close, yeah. rifle. Hey, you
Nice
got
hit
it.
on target. You can end the lesson now by pressing the escape key, or you can practice using other rocket types on the targets I've just marked with green smoke.
Right, I shot one rocket and got it. That was awesome. Oops. Wrong button. Sorry.
About murders in the building.
Not went into hiding. But he still needed someone to stop us investigating. So we got the brothers to
Alright, so we did unguided rockets, now we're doing CCIP mode, unguided bombing. In this lesson we're going to learn how to deliver unguided bombs in the computed impact point mode of CCIP. Let's do it. CCIP mode, unguided bombing.
In this lesson, we're going to learn how to deliver unguided bombs in the continuously computed impact point, or CCIP. I currently have the lesson in active pause. The first thing I need you to do is select air to ground mode by pressing 7. Do this now.
7.
Note that the HUD has changed to remove most of the navigation information and replaced it with bombing symbology. We'll talk more about this soon. You can switch your weapons by pressing D. Try this now. When you cycle the weapon, take a look at the weapon status panel in the center of the front dash. It's a black panel with the shape of a wing along the top. There are 2 rows of lights below it. The top row of yellow lights indicates the weapon stations that have weapons attached to them, and the lower row of green lights indicates weapon stations that are loaded with the currently selected weapon type. Press the spacebar to continue. Those are the basics of configuring your settings for bomb release. Now let's learn how to put those bombs on target in CCIP mode. Using what you learned in the navigation lessons, fly through all the gates ahead. Press the spacebar to unpause the lesson.
Alright. Trim. Damn, we're high up.
On the HUD, you can see a pipper with a dot in the center. This is your bombing reticle, and we'll use it to aim your bombs. When you're within valid bomb release parameters, indicated by the launch authorization queue on the HUD, the bombs will impact where the bombing reticle pipper is at time of weapon release. Along the left side of the HUD is the range scale bar and caret that indicates the bomb fall range. At the bottom left corner of the HUD, IP ground is indicated, meaning visual bombing mode is selected. The B in the bottom right corner of the HUD indicates you have bomb selected. Ahead and below your nose is a set of trucks marked with red smoke. This will be your aim point. When you fly to the next gate, quickly begin a dive onto the target.
Alright, let's do it.
Dive now to an angle of 50 to 60 degrees as indicated on the HUD pitch scale. Maneuver the aircraft to place the bombing reticle pipper over the targets marked with the red smoke.
Put my air
When
brake.
the line is drawn from the top of the bombing reticle and an LA appears at the bottom of the HUD, release your bombs by pressing the spacebar. Control your airspeed by reducing throttle and pressing B to deploy your air brakes.
Fuck. I'm quick. Nice.
Nice job, you hit the target. I've added some additional targets marked with green smoke to practice on. You can continue to practice, or you can end the lesson now by pressing the escape key.
Nice.
We're killed. Oh my god, that's it.
CCRP mode, unguided bombing, and then we got one more. In this lesson, we're going to learn unguided bombs in the continuously computed release point mode, or CCRP. Let's do it. CCRP mode, unguided bombing. God, I hate this mission.
In the previous lesson, we learned how to put bombs on target using CCIP mode. In this lesson, we'll learn how to do it using the continuously computed release point mode, or CCRP. Whereas CCIP mode required us to place the bombing reticle on the target at time of weapon release, CCRP mode will allow us to drop a bomb on target even when the target is no longer in view. As before, fly through all the gates ahead. Go ahead and enter air-to-ground mode by pressing 7. When in CCRP mode, the bomb release setting options are the same as we reviewed in CCIP mode. Directly ahead by the lake shore is the target, marked with red smoke. Fly to place the pipper in the center of the bombing reticle over the target and press and hold the weapon release trigger or spacebar. When designating for release of multiple bombs at once, it's best to aim slightly ahead of the target, such that the stick of bombs straddle the target. As you hold down the weapon release trigger over the target, you'll notice a green diamond over the target. This marks it as a designation point for a CCRP release.
God, I hate this.
As you approach the target, keep flying through the gates, but keep the pipper aligned with the vertical line at the top of the pitch and bank angle indicator in the center of the HUD. Continue holding down their weapon release trigger. Approaching the release point, the timed release indication on the left side of the HUD descends, and the release tone is heard shortly before the bombs are released.
That should work, hopefully.
Nice job, you hit the target. I've added some additional targets marked with green smoke to practice on. You can continue to practice, or you can end the lesson now by pressing the escape key.
Was off today, so
Get up with your speed will increase as you go. Like, don't try to do 5.5 like I do right away because
Alright, KMG submunitions dispenser. Last one. This lesson we're going to apply the KMG submunitions dispenser. Let's do it. KMG submunitions dispenser. That's awesome.
In addition to the unguided bombs we used in the previous lessons, We also have the KMGU submunitions dispenser. In this case, we have 4 dispensers loaded with 12 AO 2.5 RT fragmentation bombs apiece. Dispensers are a useful weapon when needed to lay down an elongated path of destruction, great for convoys and runways. Press the spacebar to unpause the lesson. As we ingress to the target, press 7 to activate air-to-ground mode. Keep following the gates, but try to keep your speed between 700 and 750 kilometers per hour. When you entered air-to-ground mode, you probably noticed the bombing reticle on the HUD. As before, we need to line up the reticle with the target. As long as we keep our speed fast, we can get a good, valid bombing solution, even from low altitude. I'll let you decide to deliver the weapon either in CCIP or CCRP mode. On the road between the next 2 gates is a truck convoy marked with red smoke. This is your target. Line up with the target and place the bombing pipper slightly before it because there will be a slight release delay as the canister doors open. You may need to start a shallow dive to get a valid bombing release solution if you're using CCIP. Nice work, you hit the target. You can end the lesson now by pressing the escape key, or you can locate and destroy another convoy marked with green smoke further down the road.
Alright guys, well, that's all for this part. I'm going to end the video here. That's all for this part. We did all the training for the Su-33. Next up we're going to be doing the F5 Fleming Cliffs, because I got the F5 Fleming Cliffs, the MiG-29, F5, what is it, MiG-15 Beers, and the F-86 Sabre for Fleming Cliffs. So I'm going to do the training missions for that next. But for now, that's all for this part. If you'd like to smash that bell like a banner, leave a comment. See you guys next time. Farewell.